Hello, Dr. Ayo Adenuga here. Today I want to talk about how you can run a one-way ANOVA test to determine whether there is a significant difference between the means of two or more levels of independent variable. So we have a scenario at hand. The scenario we want to use is a software company that carries 3 different versions of its software package, and it has 22 vendors that sell these versions, and each of them has different volumes of sales of these versions. So we want to run the one-way ANOVA test to see if there is a significant difference in the means of volume as version A compared to version B or version C. So we have version 1, 2, and 3. So I will populate the SPSS datasheet now from Excel. But before I populate it, I have the version 1, version 3, so this is string. So what I will do here is I will convert these ones into a numeric value. I will have to code it. So let's code this. Let's go to find and select, replace. So we replace version 3. Okay, I think I want to do something quick. I need to make sure that all this version 3, okay, they are written the same, otherwise it will not be easy to. Let me close the gap in between these ones so that when I'm doing select and replace, it will see everything at the same time. Okay, now so I go back and highlight this and go to find and select, then I go to replace. So I'm going to replace all my version 3 with number 3. So I'll still replace all. Find anything to replace. What does that mean? Oh yeah, version 3. Okay, so 7 replacements done. Then version 2, I will change it to 2. And version 1, I will replace it with 1. Okay, so everything in that field has been coded now. So I need to save my data. Saved. Okay, so I can now go back to my SPSS datasheet and populate it with the Excel data. So I go to import data, then navigate to Excel, and here I have test 1 and open. Okay, so I have it here now. Okay, we're ready to run our test now. So we have populated the Excel, the SPSS spreadsheet sheet here. If I want, I can. The best thing is to save this. Save it. Save as one-way. Way Anova for software package, software versions. Let me just versions. Okay, so it is saved. If you go to the variable, you see that software version is nominal, but the sales volume is scale, and the vendor ID is nominal as well. Nominal because they are just representative of the versions. The 1, 2, or 3 that we have in software version is just representative. It does not mean that software version 1 is better than software version 2, or software version 3 is better than 1. No, it's just representing its name, so that's why it's nominal. But scale, you see, that has to be a continuous scale, because we're talking about volume here. The volume can increase, the volume can decrease, and that talks about importance in terms of value, so that has to be scale. And ID also, ID only represents maybe individual vendor. It does not mean that one vendor is maybe more knowledgeable, better, worthier, or any quality you may want to use than the other. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go to analyze. We want to run the test now. We go to analyze, we go to compare means, we want to compare the means, so we go to one-way ANOVA, and once we do that, okay, I think there's something that we need to do. We can, let me go back to check the variable. Okay, the values we can put here. We can add values here. So for 1 is one is version 1, 2, or let me make it software version 1. Okay, let's add and change, and add to it now. 2. Okay, on version 1, let me just use 2, version 2, then 3, version 3. Okay, all right, so we have defined the values there. Now we go back and run, analyze, compare means, one-way ANOVA. So here our dependent variable is sales volume, so we click on that and move it into the dependent list. And our software version is the independent variable, so we move that here. Yeah. So we move on to post hoc, and let's select Tuki. This runs a validity test, so it's important we have that, and we have used the same significant level of alpha. Okay, so we're okay with that one. Let's go to options. For options, we select descriptive, homogeneity of variance, and means plots, then continue. Okay, so we can run our test now. Okay, so here we have the output, and the output here, let me show you what is. Okay, so we say the software version 1, version 2, version 3, and this is the significance right here. We won't be interpreting the output, and you see the post hoc test, multiple comparison. It compares it compared the version 2 and 3, version 1 and 3, and version 1 and 2. That's the function of the post hoc test. So this is where our results starts. Okay, so that is how to run one-way ANOVA. In the next video, we'll be interpreting the output of the test we have just done now. Thank you. Remember to subscribe.